all the drama of the life is going on through the influence of divine and asuric forces. So all the thoughts which are coming to us are either good thoughts or bad thoughts, are coming from the divine influence.
Yes.
They are coming. So then what is karma? How it can be related to fructify, how it fructifies.
Fructifies.
And what is then free will? Is there a free will?
You're opening.
By individual feel that he has a free will, and whether when the will of God is only happening every time. So why this karma? And he has to suffer and he has to be benefited. Why this happens?
We will go more deeply into this in the afternoon when a lot of web conference panelists are going to raise these questions on karma and on free will and freedom and so on. You see, the divine in India has got 1,000 names, 1,000 names, because it's the nameless, formless. Any number of names you give, still you cannot exhaust the beauty and the magnificence and the power, because it's infinite power. It's actually infinite. Cannot understand that infinity also. So now, one name given to the divine is Karma Dhyakshaha, is the name in the scriptures for the divine. That is dispenser of karma. Now we have to be extremely careful when it comes to karma, because we are all being brought up on some wrong understanding that that the individual has karma and that the individual is reborn. But actually it's not like that at all. There is no line you can draw between Nara and Narayana. Narayana is the total collective consciousness, and Nara is the consciousness of the feeling that you are a separate so and so, with a name and address and so on, with a history, with so many life experiences. I suffered in 1971, I suffered in 1984, that katha, that story. So that is Nara story. Now think of what happens in the convection currents. In summer, the oceans are evaporating and they go into the clouds, and so water vapor laden clouds they are, because all the moisture from the ocean is going up. And then during the monsoon season, the clouds bring their downpour, and then it comes back to us as rain. The rain comes on land as well. Now in this whole cosmic churning, this cosmic cycle, suppose let's say we try to do tracking, like you do tracking with international couriers, right?
Yes, good.
You see it's got to London, now it's gone to Paris, then it's going to America, like that. You do tracking. You take a single ocean drop, evaporation has begun. So you put a sticker on it and you start watching that individual drop is evaporating. Actually the moment it's evaporating, it's lost its name and form identity.
Yes.
So it's going up and going up. You think that will come back as another drop and that's the reincarnation of the drop? No. The plain truth is you have no continuity, because your self itself is an illusion. Only the Atma is the only reality. So your salvation will lie in your understanding that you are the Atma, and the vibration that you get, that I am so and so, a temporary vibration. It is, as the Buddha said, dependently arisen. dependently arisen, dependently ceasing. It's not a permanent thing which is everlasting. But no human being will agree with me when I say that this thing, vibration which is arising, has no permanence, because every human being will swear on his experiential truth that the feeling that I did this, I got cancer, I went to America, I am so and so, this has got a rock solid permanence attached to it, right? That is why we suffer so much, right? Right.
Yes.
Now, the permanence comes from the Atmic connection. The vibration is on the Atmic ocean. On the Atmic ocean, which is birthless and deathless, which is completely permanent, timeless, beginningless, endless. Now there is a vibration on that ocean. Now the moment there is a vibration, because the vibration happens in this body, the I gets associated with the body, and the I will say, this happened to me, that happened to me. So the vibration is contaminated by the limitation with which it is associated. But the permanence is true, the undeniable permanence. That is the Atmic permanence. So because that permanence is so strong and irrefutable and never changes from birth till death, okay, the vibrations will change, Madhu Sai's interest will change, okay, but the core being, the I, the Atma, that will never change. Now because that I is of the nature of permanence, and the small self, which is a vibration on that I, that's a fleeting coming and going thing. So you got to discard the coming and going thing and associate with that I. Okay, now you associate with the temporary thing, the vibration, then you have to suffer and enjoy, depending on what is happening, and the whole thing is a cosmic churning, and you can keep a distance from it, and so long as you have the body, that vibration will be there. Okay, so Ramana Maharshi says that after he got this realization, because so long as the body is there, the vibration will be there. Okay, the body may want to go and eat that sweet, okay, or it may want to phone a friend, whatever it is. Okay, now for him, that vibration lost connection to the body.
Lost connection.
Lost connection to the body, lost connection to a sense of individuality, sense of self. So Maharshi is saying, now mark these words, very important. So Maharshi is saying, now it needed a fresh anchorage. It needed an anchorage because this vibration is high and dry. It is dangling in mid-air in Trishanku, which got no foundation. So the self of Ramana Maharshi, which is just a vibration, very different from the Atma of Ramana Maharshi, that got anchored to the divine. Following this?
Yeah.
Right. In the case of the master Krishnamurti, that high and dry thing, it got anchored to nature, mountains and rivers. So he is perpetually in adoration of mountains and rivers. He is in perpetual ecstatic adoration of mountains and rivers, Krishnamurti. He doesn't relate to people, he doesn't like to relate to people. His friends are mountains and rivers and Mother Earth. You are following this? Because it got disconnected here. It got disconnected from a petty little, shoddy little existence, human existence. My bread, my wife, my husband, my salary, this kind of a thing. But then, why won't the vibration die? No, vibration cannot die because the vibration is a result of the body. So the vibration will be there. If it likes almonds, it will say, give me some more almonds. So the vibration will be there. But what is the root support for that self? What's the root support? The root support changed for Krishnamurti and for Ramana Maharshi in completely different ways.
It's what you call alambana.
Huh?
Alambana.
Alambana, right. You asked me that question. Alambana. Alambana is the root support. So you got to get that root support. So the root support will shift after the thing. No, I'm digressing from Vedic astrology. I think. Sorry for that. What time is the break?
11:15.
Okay.
So just one more connection, Guruji, since we have another 5 minutes. Along with this model, can we also relate to the this kind of model, the sopanam of suffering and
No, this is the story of that self,
yes, Guruji.
which thinks that it's the body, and it defines itself as husband of somebody, wife of somebody, son of somebody, father of somebody.
Yes,
And then the I says, I've got this responsibility, I've got that responsibility, the I is saying.
yes.
Now, the ladders are as the time machine is churning is happening. So that's what you call grace. So suddenly you get a promotion in the office. That's the ladder.
Yes, Guruji.
Or you go abroad, you go to Canada, that's the ladder.
Ladder.
And the snake is when you least expect it. A snake will swallow you. It will be back to square one. No, this is a happening thing in life. It happens every day in everybody's life. So our ancients created this Paramapada Sopanam. Sopanam is ladder. Paramapada means moksha. So the whole thing is a movement in time. It's a movement. It's like being on a conveyor belt. So where is it headed? Where is it headed? It's headed to moksha. You've got to become one with the divine. So on the way, lot of snakes will bite you and swallow you. And on the way, you will come on the, not ladders but escalators. So zoom, in a mall, you go up.
Yeah.
And then once you go up in a mall escalator, there a snake will swallow you, will fall down. The snake following you, somebody will steal your handbag and you fall down.
So in this game, sometimes we don't have control.
Yeah. Why should you have control?
Yeah.
You're remotely controlled.
It is remotely controlled. Yeah.
Remotely controlled.
That's right.
But ultimately, with patience, we cross the game.
The game, we get to the top.
Yeah, but after a lot of struggle. It's
With
not,
patience.
Yeah, with patience. Oh, yeah,
patience.
yeah.
You got to be enormously patient. No, you've got to. You have a definitive role to. You've got a lot of Maya, the cloud of Maya hanging on your head, and in Tirupati they shave off the head, no?
Yes.
So like that, you should shave off the Maya. That's the kartavya of man. What's the Krishna ji was asking, what's the kartavya of man? You have to shave off that Maya which is there. Then everything will become crystal clear, brilliant. Yeah. Everything is so clear. So and it won't fade. It's everlastingly brilliant.
So studying the horoscope of oneself helps us to really go through this whole process in a more dignified way or more pleasant way rather than struggling with it.
You think it will be true for all?
But if every individual is understanding themselves through this study of astrology, definitely it would, for that individual who's studying and who's open to learning, even the challenge comes to them, they are able to see, I know why the challenge is coming, I'm ready to accept it. And probably there are maybe the remedies and other things, and then the pujas and all these things, abhishekas, will make sense to them.
Exactly, you're right. It will make sense only then.
Only then.
But in my experience, I find that you're so much concerned about your successes and your failures that you're not learning enough when you come to an astrologer. You're not learning enough. You don't even ask significant questions. Your questions are all bread and butter centered. You're saying, when will this problem get over? Your minds are dull, as Krishnamurti says. Your minds are dull and dead.
So one must reflect more and contemplate more.
Yeah, it's only for them. Jyotish is only for them. For the more perceptive.
For
the more perceptive. And you got to study it. Like the people who are learning music in India, for example, classical music. You go and talk to Hariprasad Chaurasian, or you go and talk to Bhimsen Joshi, go and talk to Balamurali Krishna. They're practicing minimum 6 hours a day.
Practice is so important.
So important.
Because the world today, at least in the West, the world is all an instant gratification.
It's very wrong. You have got to demolish that culture.
Right away they want, they have a
Demolish.
problem, okay, what do I do to solve it?
We have got to-
Do I take a pill?
You have got to come on YouTube and we have got to ruthlessly demolish that culture, because that is Maya.
Yes.
And because if people know the truth and they don't stand up for it, they don't speak for it, then they contribute to that adharma or that Maya. We shouldn't do that. You take Jyotiji, she did her doctoral work, and you take Dr. Jaya, she's a geneticist, and you take Beenaji, she's doing doctoral work. Now, without that sadhana, you think those people, Jyotiji and Dr. Jaya, they would have got where they got in life? No. And similarly, Beenaji, she will not get her doctorate if she does not do the sadhana. It's 24 hours.
Yes.
How else can you get siddhi in any subject? Even in business, if it's not 24 hours, will you get it?
No.
Arvindji, you're not going to get it, right? Yeah. Got to be at it, day and night. And so there may be a time for Jyotish for many people in life. There's a time for it. And you'll get that calling. Then you jump into the boat.
Yes.